Hello, everyone. I'm just going to wait a few minutes for our guest speaker to join on for the Positivity Voice. If you don't know about the Positivity Voice, it is a video series that I started during the pandemic so that we can have a little bit more of positivity added to our day. It's really easy to feel like giving up sometimes, but I hope that this series adds a little bit more of positivity and helps you to feel more inspired to serve your communities and to learn more about what you can do around you with your lifestyle. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes for our guest speaker to join on. Hello, I see Samantha joined. I see my mom joined. Hello. I'm so excited for this live. Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. It's good. How are you?
I'm good. It's really good to see you again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're twinning. I did not know that.
I had
not planned.
I had something else on, and then I joined and saw you were wearing red, so I ran out of the room to change back into this.
You were so fast. Oh my gosh. I love that we're twinning though. That's so fun.
Yes, I love this.
Yes, so this is Kaylee, everyone. I'm going to just say a little bit about you, and then you can take it away. This is Kaylee. She is a sophomore, and she's 16, so we're also age twins. She loves the Fleetwood Mac band, softball, and also plans to go into real estate after high school, which I think is so cool. I want to go into business, so I think that's very, very close, real estate especially. And she also started her newest service initiative, which is called Hope for Recovery, and so we're going to chat a little bit about that. But before we begin, Kaylee, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself? Anything you'd like to add?
Sure. Okay, so I feel like how Bonnie and I met was through pageantry, and that's kind of my biggest thing. I've done pageants since I was around 8. That's when I really started. Other than that, Bonnie, I think you've hit the same besides the platform. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. We actually met, was it this year? It's this year. It's crazy. And and it's so crazy to think that. So, we can kind of dive in, I guess, talking a little bit about your platform. I know we talked a little bit, but I want our viewers to know a little bit about that. Oh, hi, Gia. I see these people joining on. Thank you guys for tuning in. So if you're joining just now, this is Kaylee, and we are going to be talking about your platform. It's called Hope for Recovery. And so I guess we could dive in. How did you start creating that name, Hope for Recovery?
Well, I think one of the hardest things to creating my platform, may not be the same for everybody, was kind of finding a name. Especially the topic of my platform, there's so much surrounding teen substance abuse. I think it's not talked about enough. So I feel like it's easier for other people to find a name. It was super, super hard for me to find a name. So what I kind of did was I tried to brainstorm some ideas. It wasn't coming to my head. And then I just kind of started looking at other people's platform names, like, how did they base it off of? Like, how did they word it? And then I really started thinking, like, what is my message for this? Which was for teens to, like, have hope to recover. So I was like, oh, this kind of fits perfect, because when I'm talking about it, I can be like, hope for recovery, and kind of just fit right in. But yeah, it took me a hefty couple weeks to figure out my name. It was really hard. That was the most challenging part.
Yeah, and a name is like literally your identity. It's what you are, what you strive to become. So I'm really glad. I love that name. I think it really encapsulates your purpose. Yeah. And it's all about substance abuse, right?
Yes.
Especially for teens. So can you share your story, about why you are passionate about this cause?
Okay, yes, absolutely. So coming from when I was very little, this is when it all started. My biological parents, they are both, kind of addicts, users to substances, drugs. And that kind of takes a toll on a kid, knowing that your parents aren't they don't want to recover, like, for their own kid, which kind of has always sparked something in me. Like, I've always wanted to do something about it. And then the biggest next thing was, I think I talked a little bit about this at the pageant. That's when what I kind of created this for was in 2021. I was with somebody and we were together, relationships, and I had a lot of love for this person, and his life was taken from a drunk driver. And seeing his death, that there was not really justice done, that they just kind of let the drunk driving go. Like, they didn't really say anything about it. And I felt like that just made me so angry, and it's something about it, because that's not fair, seeing that he was so young and I didn't really do anything about it. And then in the beginning this past year, or no, I guess that's where it would start, was in 2020. I had kind of gone into substance abuse. I was, drinking. I was doing drugs, because on social media and when you're around your friends, make it look cool. They make it look like it's all a sort of pain, like, away in your life, and it only made my life worse. So I had a hard choice. I had no choice to, recover and have a better life, or I could have continued to live down that road. I just remembered how tired I was being for constantly fighting for my life, because this kind of to get. I was smoking, and I guess my body just quit. I got in hives. I had a really high fever, and I blacked out, and I woke up in the hospital, and I almost died from substances. And so at that point, I was like, I don't want to fight for my life anymore. So I started doing pageants again, and as time went on, I started talking about it more and more. And when I realized how it helped talking about it, I started, this is what my platform, I started thinking about it, and I put into action to create my platform in hopes that I can help other teens have hope. As like I said, when I was going through that, I feel like there was hope of getting clean, especially if you have stigma of parents being addicts. Like, so many teens think they're stuck in that lifestyle when you're really not. And that's really what I want to help teens, to help create a safer environment, I guess.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. I know it's really tough to share that, but I feel like for people watching and anybody who goes on to watch or hears your story, I think they will definitely feel inspired knowing that, because it's really hard, when you go through something and then you see somebody else go through it, like you were talking about. And so I really love that you're able to share this going forward, because it is a really, really important message. People think, it's even still now, people think that things like drugs or things are the solution, or that they look cool or things like that. But in the end, it's just tricks. It's just trying to harm you. And there are definitely better ways to cope with that. So I wanted to ask you, how did you overcome that substance abuse?
So the night I had almost died, I remember being faced with a choice. I could get into groups, I could get therapy, kind of like a rehabilitation. I'm sorry. And recover, or I could continue living this. So I decided I got put in like groups and rehabilitation center, and I started my main spark was pageants, because I love pageants and keep doing pageants on that. So between the groups and between, just kind of blocking off everybody and the environment I was in, that was kind of creating the doing substances, that really got as well. So it's not something that you can do instantly,
right?
Like, this calls were super hard for me. Wanting to go back and feeling like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to die if I don't have it. That was tough, and I'm not gonna lie, I do have those to this day. but yet again, I have to remember how hard I've come, how hard it was to, you know, recover and get clean. And I have, you know, you have such a beautiful life ahead of you, even if it doesn't feel like it around negativity. Always, you know, get out of that. I kept telling myself, you know, just this week and see what next week. And it was just kind of long process. But like I said, going to those groups, being in therapy, talking about it, just getting myself involved in activities really helped me recover.
Yeah, no, that's good. Do you have any recommendation for, you know, anybody going through that, who may be suffering through that? How can they get in contact with these groups?
I mean, if you are comfortable enough, what I had to do was, you know, resources. They give me mom resources. You could always go to a school counselor or a trained adult to ask help.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable asking an adult for a help one-on-one, you could always reach out to me or my page. I have resources, or reach out to a trusted friend that maybe kind of knows somebody that can ask for you. Because I know some kids, they don't really trust adults, or they're scared that they're going to get in trouble, or, you know, you can always to ask for help, or ask a friend who's been through it, that has some resources, or always just look it up. I know they have immediate hotlines that you can call, text, can have some help.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And so what you do is, what is like your plans for your platform going forward for what you want to accomplish?
I have really big plans. It's since I just started a couple weeks ago, it's taking time.
Exactly.
But what I would really love to do so far, what I have down is kind of just looking up kind of teen rehabilitation center, seeing if they'll like need anything. I could host like donation drives for that. Or what I really want to do is go around to teen support groups like the one I was in, or schools, maybe middle school, high school, because I know that's when it really starts.
Yeah.
And just speak about, you know, my platform and about my story, and continue to post on my social media. But what I really want to do in the community is go around and speak at schools and host donation drives for rehabilitation centers.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's, you know, the biggest thing is that awareness, right? Because a lot of people don't know, even, you know, when you were in that position, you didn't know that effects that come afterwards.
Yeah.
And I've seen, you know, even some people that I know have gone through similar situations. So I feel like that is really, really important. And I'm glad that you're sharing that, because it's really, really needed in society, especially for teenagers going forward. And that kind of gives me a little bit of question that I know we talked about it, but I wanted the viewers to know a little bit about your logo that you created for Hope for Recovery. I think it has a beautiful message. And so would you like to share a little bit about that?
Yes. Okay, so Bonnie asked me the other day, it has the hope, the butterfly, and the wings are kind of shaped in like a heart. And I kind of put some thought into that. And for me, a butterfly has always been kind of a sign for hope. Ever since I was little, I've loved looking at them. And that was just always kind of my sign to keep going and be strong. And then the heart represents like around substance abuse, when you're kind of in, like, you're not loved, and not really, nobody loves you or cares about you, willing to help you. And that's just kind of a reminder that you are loved, and, you know, you can be strong, and hope is there, and love is on your side, and it's surrounding you even if you don't think about it. So I just kind of put those two messages together in my logo.
Yeah, and you can check out her logo. She has a Instagram and Facebook page, I believe. It says Hope for Recovery. Basically, if you look that up, you'll be able to find it. And I think that's so beautiful, like having that personal connection to what you do. I mean, that's really what it's all about. And I think that's really special. So thank you for sharing about that. And if anyone has any questions who's watching, definitely, I believe there's a question box. You can type in questions and see if you have, any more questions for Kaylee. But I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about how other people can get involved with your service organization, Hope for Recovery.
Yeah. So as of right now, I'm trying to see if I can get a few to, of course, when I reach out to the rehabilitation centers, which I can post that once I do. If I do post a donation drive, I will obviously have people come help and donate, and just be involved with that. But as of right now, I think this kind of inspired me for what I think I'm kind of just gonna, have people on my live that have been through substance abuse, just kind of speak about it, or if they make a post on my social media pages about it. I feel like the more teens that see that teens their age are going through that, see that, hey, this is normal and that I can recover. Also, I think if I can, I would really like kind of my own rehabilitation, kind of people who are going through it and who are recovered from it. Just like kind of get a picture of everything, talk about it, kind of like a safe space, because like I said, no ones don't really feel about it unless they feel welcomed by people who have been through it. Anybody would like come on my lives, like volunteering, or come to this group, that would be a really good chance.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, being able to provide that same help and hope that you received is always the biggest blessing. I know for me, when I started my service initiative, it was because of the kindness that my family received. When my older sister, she had to go through a brain surgery, and our inspiration for serving the community was seeing those kind volunteers, and then giving back the way that they had, and being able to grow that within the community. So being able to provide that, I think, is just amazing. And I know it'll help so many teens coming up in the future. So everyone, make sure you follow Kaylee. Thank you so much for joining. I mean, isn't she so inspiring? Like, literally they had this little like hearts, I think, at the bottom, maybe they'll do. I don't know. Add all of those for her, because it really takes a lot to be able to come on here and be vulnerable and to share your story. So truly appreciate that. And everyone, make sure you go follow her on Instagram and on Facebook. And thank you all so much for joining on this live. And I hope you learn and were inspired by her story. I know I was every time I hear it. I mean, even at the pageant and from text, and even now, like, it's just so inspiring to see how far you've come and how far you'll go. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Okay. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.